Welcome back to Super Mario Galaxy 2. We're going to go see our little green friend in this stage.
Oh, yes.
Yoda?
Finally, I get to be back into the Mario franchise.
I'm not talking about you.
Oh, back into the closet I go.
Must be a 3D Mario game.
Although, as it happens, they did add Luigi as a regularly playable character in this game, as in a character you don't have to beat the game to obtain.
Well, for
I
what
guess
it's
playing
worth,
as
I thought that the 120-star reward of getting a Luigi playthrough was pretty cool when I first played Galaxy.
Unfortunately, Luigi is not who you control in Co-Star mode.
No, Co-Star mode, well, okay, I'm gonna give points where points are due. Co-Star mode is better in this game than it is in Galaxy 1. Because, like, you create, like, a little Luma and you can hold enemies and stuff like that. It's at least more clear than the Co-Star mode in Galaxy 1, but it's still pretty lame.
yeah, the thing that bothers me about Co-Star mode is that it feels like it's so transparently designed for your little 6-year-old cousin who happens to be there because you're babysitting him in that day, but you want to play Mario Galaxy 2, so you've got this lame little simplistic quasi-multiplayer mode.
Ryan, I'm confused.
Look, you're helping.
Ryan, I'm confused. Yoshis can't get wet. They turn into dipping dots.
No, those are Al Delfino Yoshis.
Oh, okay.
More like no she's.
You could probably triple jump up there, dude.
The best thing about
No, I'm trying to activate the infinite hover, but I've never been good at that.
okay, yeah, that is pretty tight timing to do. Basically, I think is that you begin hovering, and before you reach the apex of the jump, you let go, you press down on the Z button, and then hover again. Because for some reason that resets your momentum, and you can pretty much infinite hover.
Oh yeah, you can like jump into
And
the
skip super large sections of the game.
Yeah, you can like jump into the volcano. I think doing that trick or something. It's pretty nuts.
I've done it maybe 3 times in Galaxy 2, just for curiosity's sake. But to go back to Co-Star mode, to me the thing that will always justify its existence is that little Luma buddy can grab you purple coins. And that's all you need in that fucking Rainbow Road level that I'm sure that we'll see later down the road.
That's when you start dual-wielding Wii remotes.
Goddamn purple! I'm already having.
Am I a Kingdom Hearts fan now?
Okay, you know,
dual-wield Wii remotes.
I was having. Okay, I think actually I was making like Facebook posts about this when Galaxy 1 first came out, but I was having purple coin Vietnam flashbacks when I started seeing them just pop up as regular comments in this game. And granted, that's another thing this game has over Galaxy is that you don't have to beat Bowser in order to unlock the purple coin stars. And
they're much smaller.
Yeah, thank Christ, but they're still just as obnoxious, personally. You know, just a different variety of obnoxious.
Yeah, Yoshi. What do we all think of Yoshi? In my mind, I like the idea of playing as him, but I dislike that he's basically turned into another situational 3D Mario power-up.
In that instance, I agree. You know, that's one thing I never really liked about 3D Mario games up until 3D Land and 3D World, where the power-ups are so goddamn situational.
It never really bothered me to be, but you know.
Yoshi was kind of a power-up to begin with.
What else do you use the B Mario power-up for besides going up?
Well, here's the
you know what I mean?
Here's the thing. They're there to provide variety in the levels. Is the thing. Like you've got a B Mario section. It never really bothered me because it's an inherently different kind of style of game where. Unlike in a traditional Mario, where, you know, you could keep the Fire Flower from level to level to make things easier, instead the power-ups are used to make the level feel distinct. And I think that both styles have their merits, granted, but, and I mean, it is a little bit annoying to find a Fire Flower and have it wear off after 20 seconds, for sure. But, you know, it never bothered me that the power-ups are situational, because Mario's core abilities are always the same anyway.
My main issue with that whole system is that when you make the when you make the power-ups situational, whereas they previously weren't, it makes your character feel ironically less versatile than they were in 2 dimensions, which kind of feels like a backwards step.
And speaking of Yoshi, he's my favorite situational power-up because he has multiple utilities. You know, I think he can triple jump just like Mario, right? Or at
Yes.
least double jump and hover. He can
Yeah.
hover again. His tongue can eat enemies, and in my opinion, it's pretty fun to travel through the levels with Yoshi. You know, if I had to compare him to say B Mario and definitely Spring Mario.
Well, Spring Mario just didn't control well.
Yeah, Spring Mario sucks.
The,
He's my favorite of the power-ups.
Yeah,
Yes.
the thing about Yoshi is that...
I'm sorry. He's my favorite of the situational power-ups, because my favorite power-up in this game in general is Cloud Mario.
Yeah, Cloud Mario. It just had uses outside of what it was meant for that made it fun.
And that's why I love it.
But
You also got a bunch of spiky hair and a giant sword.
the thing about Yoshi being so situational though is that in Yoshi's case, whenever you're playing as Yoshi, it feels like you're playing a Yoshi level, which kind of makes Yoshi feel like an extra playable character who only is playable in specific stages.
So why haven't we gotten a 3D Yoshi game anyway? And 3D Kirby too. Get on that.
Oh, that's right. Kirby 64 was 2.5D, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
like, you know, the Yoshi controls great in this game, so if you had something similar for a 3D Yoshi, like Yoshi itself game, it would work just fine. But, you know, like, not to knock Woolly World, because that's also a great game, but, you know.
Yeah. It's really weird that you say that. I never really thought about that. We never did get a 3D Yoshi game.
No.
Huh.
Also, you know, I was terrified when I finally saw, like, a 3D Lakitu, but then, like, these guys are wimps, so, you know.
What helps that you got Yoshi?
Well, the thing about enemies like Lakitu and Spinies is that they're kind of only really a danger on a 2D plane because you can't go around them. Like, it's so much easier for them to hit you in 2D than it is in 3D. What was I gonna say? The thing about Nintendo that I'm noticing is that a lot of gamers, I would say, unfairly identify them completely with retro gaming. Whereas, when you think about it, isn't Nintendo just as much a player in gaming innovation over time as it is in, like, comfortable, familiar retro gaming concepts?
Well, would it be a stretch to say they wrote the book on it?
It's kind of weird because, like, Nintendo, it's kind of a difference between hardware and software because obviously Nintendo's done wacky things with its hardware time after time, but the games themselves, you know, have all played by the book for the most part.
No, but you know, that's only in more recent times. In, like, I would say from GameCube on earlier, they were very much pushing the envelope with new things. I mean, they pretty much defined concepts for 3D action adventure that would be, you know,
64 is the reason we call it a
reused
camera.
by everyone under the sun.
Yeah.
Mario 64 basically defined the entire 2D platforming genre for that generation and the generation after it. And The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Okay, say what any individual person will about that game. A lot of its gameplay mechanics did influence 3D action adventures for a very long time, and to a certain extent still do to this day.
It's really only, you know, now that you say that, it really is only Mario and Zelda that seem to have those kind of things, though, because, like, franchises like Donkey Kong, Kirby, Star Fox, those all tend to just be, like, more polished but less revolutionary, I would say.
Yeah. But I would think just because of how tight they are, that's a feat
Oh no,
of its own.
I'm not saying
you know?
that I love all those games.
But my point isn't that they have franchises that don't really step out of those boundaries. My real point is that it seems like there's a large contingent of Nintendo's enthusiasts that doesn't seem on board with the idea of Nintendo innovating at all. And I don't really understand that.
Well, maybe they're just not fans of Nintendo. Maybe they're thick-headed fans of like other, I guess, I don't know.
In other news, Galaxy's bosses are still kind of lame.
Well, to be fair, Mario's bosses have almost always been lame.
Well, my issue with some of Galaxy 2's bosses, like in this case, your lack of camera control makes it kind of hard to aim, even with that aiming guideline that you have.
Yeah, I could have sworn that Ryan should have hit that guy with the spiky. spiky, spiny there. And like this guy, I remember this boss in particular being really annoying because he would always move right like that.
Yeah, he's constantly. This is the final hit, so the last hit's always a bitch to do. And I think shit like that. likes to happen.
You scored the last hit too.
See, that right there, that's a console reset. like do over. I ain't fucking doing this shit.
It's just that the trick to that boss is to wait for him to move and then to fire to where you think he's going to be. But that's not quite as easy when your camera is forcing you to aim in an isometric perspective. Like it's kind of hard to tell where he'll be.
And I also think he's invulnerable when he's
doing the thunder attack. Yeah.
And it's not. That's not to say though that he's a difficult boss. He just you might miss more often than you think you should, and that
hold on.
frustrates you.
Wait, you can do the breakdance kick?
Yeah, crouch and spin.
Can you do that in Galaxy 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit! Oh my god, I didn't know. Oh my. Oh wow. Yeah.
Granted, it doesn't have much use.
But it's cool.
Yeah, I know. It's about as effective as Mario's breakdance kick in 64.
Now, one thing I want to mention about Galaxy 2 that I kind of don't like compared to Galaxy 1. I mean, the Galaxy games are meant to be space-themed, right? And to some extent, some of the levels keep to that. But it seems like far more often what you're seeing in the background of a level is clear blue sky. So it's more like Super Mario Aviator.
More Galaxy 2 than Galaxy 1.
Well, you can see that as early as the title screen. In Galaxy 1, the title screen is like a starry sky. In Galaxy 2, it's a bright sunny sky. Which, I mean, granted, it does help give each game a distinct visual identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just, in this kind of out there space type game, I kind of prefer the stars. And you know, you can do a lot with a starry sky in terms of color and design.
Which this game will do later on.
Yeah, but it really emphasizes the clear blue sky. Sometimes with some stars beneath it for some reason, which makes no fucking sense. But
So Ryan, I saw you were trying to do a cool speedrun trick there. It'd be a shame if you couldn't get it to work right.
It happens.
Is Galaxy 2 as broken as Galaxy 1 with some skips?
Yes.
Like, does it have a... because to me, the immediate example I can think of in Galaxy 1 is when you can long jump over the entire toxic maze. Because of invisible platforms. And I don't remember if Galaxy 2 had something like that.
I'm sure there are.
I know that there are random creepy faces in Galaxy 2 that are there for some reason.
The sky trees.
Oh yeah. Hell Valley. We'll get to them.
hey, what do we think of the drill?
I forgot that this was even in the game because I haven't played Galaxy 2 in so long.
It's, again, the situational... it's not even a power-up, it's a tool.
Well, I mean, it's used for cool things, don't get me wrong. Like, one thing I do think the Galaxy games in general both have is that they're very good at pacing in that you're never doing the same thing for too long. Which is a lot of... And so you can marathon one specific game, I think, very easily. Like, yesterday, and the day before, I was playing Galaxy 1, and I just did not want to put the game down. And I think a lot of that has to do not just with the creative level design, but how, there's always something to change things up. And,
Yeah.
Said situational power-ups, often have a lot to do with that. Like, because I think that the drill is pretty cool, personally. I
just look at it as a means to get you ready for the boss fight.
Well, that's good level design though, because it's like the level is teaching you how to do the boss. Like that's pretty neat, I would say. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a basic game design element. Where you gradually learn mechanics throughout the level that will help you during the final challenge, and the boss winds up being like the ultimate test of what you learned about how to perform those particular mechanics well.
In that way, it's no different than a Zelda boss, I guess, with the dungeon item you get.
Yeah, that's just generally speaking good level design. Also, hi Mega Leg. For some reason.
It's just that when it comes to like the thing itself, the drill itself, I mean, there's really nothing to it. You spin the Wiimote and you go underground in a straight line, and you pop up on the other side.
Drill!
Timing fail.
Yeah, it's, the fact that it's hard to, you gotta remember in context that this game only came out like about 6 months before Sonic Colors, so Sonic Colors is such a Mario Galaxy ripoff, guys.
But that
Man.
was something I wanted to bring up myself, actually, because one of the things that I praised Galaxy 2 for in my review was that there was little rhyme or reason to the galaxies you traveled in. You know, it averted standard Mario tropes where there is no clear jungle theme, there's no desert theme.
Well, there's a
no
desert,
mountain
there's a
theme.
desert level, there's a jungle level,
Yeah,
but you're
but
also
there's
not,
no desert. There's no desert world. There's no jungle world. You know what I mean?
they're all spread out too. So if there's like 2 desert
Yeah.
levels, you're not playing them one right after the other.
And some might recall that I gave, other games like Sonic Lost World shit for almost that exact same reason. But to me, there's 2 differences there. One, more often than not, when you're going through different themes in Sonic Lost World, you're also introduced to a completely different gimmick that is completely the complete opposite of what Sonic normally does in those games. Secondly, I don't mean to sound so pedantic where a name means everything in terms of what I should expect in a level, but if I'm going through a stage called Frozen Factory and I'm up in the sky playing billiards, something's wrong.
Man.
Oh, great! Now these fuckers are following us around.
Hey Mario, I think I'm gonna have my own game in about like 4 years. What do you think?
A small shiver just went down my spine.
Oh boy, I gotta be with you guys for the whole adventure. Yeah!
Oh god, I forgot how much that voice hurt my throat.
Toad, quick!
Here's
When
my
Sephiroth's
question.
attack, use the escape pod.
Here's my question: If Galaxy 1 never happened, why is Captain Toad doing the Explorer thing?
Well, I think he was a captain of the Toad
Where did he
Brigade
get the
before.
Where did he get the spaceship if the Lumas
Yeah,
didn't build it for him?
Yeah, that's a plot point in Galaxy 1 is that the Lumas help the Toads build their spaceship so they can quote unquote help.
Well, they did it again.
Whatever.